The Resilience Initiative for Coastal Education is a purposeful homage to the rice culture that started right here in this part of the world. But it's not just symbolic in terms of the purposeful homage, and that at the core of rice production, what is at the core of rice production? Hydrology, land engineering. And those people who were recruited to do this hydrology, land engineering, 50% of those people who came to this country came through this place called Gaston Wharf. And so it's a purposeful homage of not only to the rice plantation that was actually, the rice plantation which was center of this economic base that created this economic base called the Low Country from Georgetown down to Savannah, but also within this homage is a purposeful reminder that large-scale land, water, hydrology engineering, this was what built this part of the United States of America. And so in a way, it's remembering our past, but it's also a challenge that we leverage our cultural heritage to solve this problem. We have the potential already in our genetic makeup, already in our cultural history. This is nothing new. So it's both remembering our past, and at the same time, it's a challenge to us to say that we have done this before. And so what we've had the opportunity over the last year is we've had the opportunity to start off with St. Helena. We've gone from St. Helena in May of last year. We did Charleston in July of last year. We did Myrtle Beach in August of last year. We did Savannah in January of this year, and we did Hilton Head in actually of April of this year. And so in a nutshell, when people say, well, why is the South Carolina Aquarium now interested in sea level rise? At the core of what the Rice Initiative is all about is what you're doing right now. It's about how to connect everyone together. How do you sort of have that sense that, you know what, you are not in it alone, Mark, because guess what, I got you, brother. The same thing with Victoria. You don't have to worry about whether or not your Gullah Geechee family heritage is going to be just wiped away, because guess what, it's people who care about you. The same thing, Dr. Bobby Lyon, is what you do every day by connecting people, right? So at the core of what we're doing at the South Carolina Aquarium, what you're doing right now, this is it. It's about the hand that you're holding, but within that gesture, you're doing two things. Number one, you're showing that reach, that I'm not afraid to reach and connect with you, but number two, I'm there to support you. And that's really what we want to do. That's the whole premise of what we're doing with the Resilience Initiative for Coastal Education. The whole purpose of this initiative, beyond just sort of reaching out to these different communities that we talked about, we want to also arm these communities with tools, and you heard Doug reference from NOAA, that we actually leverage the same data layers from NOAA to create the Sea-Rise tool. The simple premise of the Sea-Rise tool is we wanted something that if someone was curious on how would 6-foot sea level rise impact them, we wanted you to be able just to, as simply as just using your mobile phone, PDA, or whatever, is adaptive to any platform that you can imagine to be able to answer this question. We had an incredible opportunity to actually work with Rock Technologies. As a result of our fish, we participated in this thing called a Fish Hackathon last year, where we had all these great coders who came to the South Carolina Aquarium to figure out how could they use their coder capability to make data like this accessible. From that Fish Hackathon, I met a wonderful woman by the name of Emma Paz, and this is actually her creation of basically taking the same NOAA data layers and making it accessible for all. So, Sea-Rise, if you're interested in Sea-Rise, definitely we can demo. We have a little setup in the back and we can show you how to access it. But more importantly, if someone asks you, why in the world is the South Carolina Aquarium doing the Resilience Initiative for Coastal Education? It's resilience for all, it's support for all, and it's outreach and education for all, because guess what, we're all in it together. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.